Do you think the 49ers are scapegoating Jaquiski Tartt for losing the NFC Championship? Now, let me make the case, because I think they are.
Yeah.
They never considered bringing him back, and I don't think they will. Now, I know they like Talanoa Hufanga, but here's my evidence and support for the fact that they're not bringing him back. The fact. My hunch. They gave his number away fast. Number 3, that's Ray Ray's number now. They gave his number to a player that's got guaranteed money and he's definitely making the team. So to me, they're like, goodbye, Jaquiski. And like, why would they turn on him so quickly? I mean, they wanted to transition to Talanoa last year, but couldn't because they kept feeling like Tartt gave him a better chance to win. But I think the way that season ended, I mean, there's no guarantee they would have gone to the Super Bowl if he had just caught that layup of a interception that he dropped, but they might have. It really would have changed things, and he dropped it, and probably any other DB on the team would have caught it. And I think that, or maybe not, but in their mind, I think they feel like, you know what? Can't even look at you anymore. Get out of here. Give us your jersey. Give us your jersey number. It's over. Do you think I'm wrong? Because that's the way I look at it.
Yes and no, right? Like I don't think they're scapegoating him for the loss for the Super Bowl, but I do think it's been on their mind to transition away from him for a while. Like, right? They barely brought him back last year. They brought him back on didn't they pay him like $1,000 last year or something like that? Like,
yeah, I see. They did sign him late. That's a good point.
They signed him late on a super cheap deal. I never thought they would get him on that kind of deal, and they brought him back. You know, we all know they have a love for Talanoa Hufanga, and so I think, in my opinion, I think they probably did not want to bring Jaquiski back because they wanted the clearest path for Hufanga to start, and they've been ready to move off of him for like 2 years now. So again, I think you're right on. With they don't have a desire to bring him, and I doubt. They'd have to lose to go down through their safeties, and Jaquiski would be still out there like in the middle of the season, and then they might consider signing him. But I don't think the number thing is a big deal. Let me tell you, as a high school coach, you know how quick those single digits go? Like them MFers are like hotcakes, man. Like those kids will fight over those things.
All I'm saying is K'Wan Williams had 24, which is a pretty good, and I have some famous 24s in the history of sport. Charles Woodson was 24.
Yeah, but that's because they didn't allow single digits.
I'm just saying. Still, it's a prestigious number. They gave it to Kadar Holman, who, no offense, probably isn't gonna make the team. 24 is gonna be available week 1 if K1 is needed. The door is open for K1 to come back. But Tartt, if he were to come back, you'd have to have some whole. You can't have 29 because that's Talanoa. You can't have 3. That's Ray Ray. I don't think he's coming back, man. I think.
Could he have 10?
John Lynch at safety than Jaquiski Tartt at this point.
Do you think he wants 10? So he's waiting for Jimmy Garoppolo.
Maybe. Can he wear 10? I think that's off. He could be 9.
No, it's gotta be single. It's gotta be single digits or in the 20s or in the 20s to 20 to 40s.
Definitely 10's out. Sorry. I really think that they were like. They gave away that number as fast as possible. I think there's something about it. They won't say it, but I think they feel like, man, you should have caught that. Should have caught that ball. And if you had caught the ball, we probably would have gone to the Super Bowl. Maybe they're wrong. I don't know. It feels a little wrong. Actually, it's not fair to Jaquiski.
No,
he played well that year.
He did.
Should have caught it, but it wasn't his fault.
And I would say you knew what Jaquiski was when you brought him. Like, you know what he was. You know what he does well. You know what he doesn't do well. And for what he did, what he does well, he did really well for you, right? Like,
yeah.
And I think that drop is only amplified because they couldn't score touchdowns. They couldn't.
All I'm saying is I didn't know what Ray Ray's number was. I went to OTAs last week. I saw him run by me. He had number 3, and my first thought was, "Damn, that's cold. That's cold." What did Jaquiski Tartt do to get the door closed on him? Because I was thinking maybe they might bring him back. You know what I'm saying? They might bring him back, maybe.
It's kind of crazy that he doesn't have a job at all. Like,
kind of crazy he doesn't have a job at all.
Like,
what happened?
He's definitely a starting safety in this.
He played reasonably well last year.
Right.
He was a net positive on the defense last year. No question.
Absolutely. Like, you can't look around the league and be like, oh, well, there's not a starting safety position that he could play.
Hold on. Let me real quick. 49ers signed Tartt 2021. When did they sign him last year?
I thought it was before. It was definitely before camp.
Yeah, if someone could find that out, I'd like to know, because he might have been a free agent at this time.
I didn't know K'Wan Williams was still out there.
Is he? Is he not?
I thought he signed somewhere. Didn't he sign with like the Broncos or something?
Did he sign with the Broncos? Oh, wow. Just forget everything I just said. K'Wan Williams, huh?
He's on the Broncos, right?
The Broncos. Whoops. Dang, the Broncos took K'Wan Williams, Tom Compton, DJ Jones. That's crazy.
You had me at Tom Compton.
Man, should we go back and talk about the nickel position again? Oops. Wow, K'Wan's on the Broncos, huh? Wow.
Who'd they give Compton's jersey to?
What was Compton's number again?
Was it like 66? Maybe?
Yeah. I don't know. I think they wow. Man, K'Wan's gone. I didn't even realize that. They got a problem. Do you see Hufanga being better than Whitner or Goldson?
No, I mean, I have not been a Hufanga touter. I haven't. Now I guess
Goldson hit harder than he hits super freaking hard. I don't know if those two hit really hard. I haven't seen Hufanga hit like that. I don't know if you're even allowed to hit like that anymore. Those guys hit super hard.
I mean, so Whitner played really well for the Niners when he was there.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, he was a bust in Buffalo, a first-round pick who was like 5'10" and ran a 4.3, but he was not particularly great in man-to-man coverage. Here, they had him playing like quarters and stuff, and they had Patrick Willis in man-to-man coverage, and Whitner was terrific at that role. Really, really good.
So I personally am not. I don't see Hufanga being better than either of those two, but who knows? I mean, been wrong before, so.
49ersfaithful.org, $5. Thank you very much. Man, the K'Wan thing just blew me. How did I not know that? How did I forget that? Of course he got signed. He's good. Tartt's the one who's a free agent. That's strange. Man.
He's got to be on a roster, but when
so Jimmy Garoppolo being on the roster cost the 49ers a starting nickelback and a starting left guard, although Aaron Banks might be good. Okay. All right. We'll see what they got.
I mean, you could look at it. You could look at it a lot of different ways. You could look at it like, could they have signed a center and just be like, all right, Mac, if you want to just retire, like we're good.
Also, if they had gotten rid of Jimmy, they could have signed someone like Tyrod Taylor to be a backup,
and still had money left over.
Yeah, there is that. They could have had Tartt, although apparently anyone could have Tartt at this point.